Hi guys. Good morning. Today I'm going to discuss about the book I'm going through. I wrote this book because I'm in a place in my trading journey where I'm struggling a bit. I've had a lot of questions to ask. So I just dived into writing a book of my own just to get the answers that I'm looking for. So I'm going to be reading these books. I used AI to write this book. That's what the disclaimer. So I'm going to be reading this book for the first time, and I'm going to be reading it as not because I'm the one who prompted to write this. I'm reading from I'm removing myself from it, but I'm reading it as someone who needs this book because I actually do need it. So it's like a manual. Yeah. So that's all about it. Let's begin. So this is it's called FTI Performance Manual. This is volume one that I've drafted out. This is volume one, and it, it leads up to volume four. So we'll be taking it part by part. Let's start with volume one. Yeah. So from the FTI Performance Manual, uh, I've already gone through this chapter, so let's go through it again. It has a question that says, before you begin, you need to read through and answer some of the questions. Say, why do I trade? Now, you also need to ask yourself the same question. Why do you trade? For me personally, I trade because it's the best way to make money by relying on yourself without no oversight. Yes. So I'm not going to remove making money from the trading. I'm not going to give you a fancy answer that I'm not trading because of the money. No, I'm trading because it's one of the best ways to make money on your own without any oversight. It's more like starting a business and all that. But also, it's a specific way of making money. It has, for me, yeah, I said that's a specific way of making money without oversight by relying on yourself. Now, you might think it's easy. I won't say it's easy, but this is my answer to why I trade. The second question is, what do I hope to, what do I hope trading gives me? And my answer is the freedom of choice in this capitalist world. Yeah, we live in a capitalist world, where most people are constrained by their choices. They have limited choices when it comes to making certain decisions. So instead of trying to say, oh, I don't want to be in this capitalist world, I don't want to be this, I'm going to play the game, and this trading, and I hope trading gives me the choice of freedom, the freedom of choice in this capitalist world. Exactly. The third question is, what kind of trader do I want to become? I would say I want to become the kind of trader with self-respect. Yes, you know, over the years I've been trading, and I've always tied my worth and my self-respect also to my performance, and that has been tough. It's been hard. So I want to become a trader with self-respect. We'll expatiate on that further, later on in the book. Now the fourth question is, what habits have prevented me from becoming that trader? I've looked, we have our shortcomings. We have places where we can't really, like, we say that this is my weak place. So I've looked way and beyond. I know that I'm someone who dives in first and asks questions later. So I've come to the conclusion that what has been preventing me from becoming that trader that I want to be is impatience. Yes, I'm very good at execution. I'm very good at diving in. I'm very good at jumping into action. But I also have been neglecting the part where most of the time it has been because I'm impatient. So I'll say impatient. The fifth question is, what am I willing to change to become that type of trader that I want to be? What am I willing to change? Then I'm going to refer back to the fourth question, the fourth answer, which is impatience. I'm willing to change the need for urgency. I don't need to be the first. I don't need to be. It doesn't have to be instant. It doesn't have to be, quick action. I don't know. It does. Not every situation requires me to be proactive. It's immediately. So I'm going to dive back a bit on the urgency part. So I'm going to reduce the need to be impatient. So hence saying the need for urgency. Yeah. Now let's go through the philosophy, the FTI philosophy, which says there are more than one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight philosophy. And it says, number one, trading is not about predicting the future. Number 2, it is about managing uncertainty. I like this. Number 3, it says consistency is created by discipline. Number 4, risk management is more important than the prediction. So I remember there's a George Soros quote. It doesn't matter how much. It doesn't matter if you're right or wrong. It's about how much you lose when you're wrong and how much you get when you're right. So risk management is more important than the prediction. Remember that. Number 5, preparation is more valuable than excitement. Yes, prepare. Preparation is more valuable than the excitement you get from being participating in the market. Number 6, review is more valuable than opinion. You might have an opinion of the market going up or down, but without review of multiple opinions, it's nonsense. You need to always review, which is more valuable. Hence, journaling, back and forth. Number 7, character is more valuable than talent. So character, remember, character has to do with the kind of person you want to be as a trader. Character is more valuable than talent. So to even be a profitable trader, you don't even need talent. You need to develop a more defined character of who you are as a trader. Number 8, the last one, markets reward disciplined behavior repeated over long periods of time. So don't just say, okay, I'm a disciplined trader. How long have you been disciplined over a long period of time? Have you applied certain level of discipline? Track the data, get a feedback and so on and so forth. It's not just about a piece of or not just a short period of time. Give it time. So now up to the next stage, we have the pyramid. Personally, I call this 8-step pyramid. There's a book I read, Black Box Thinking by Matthew Said or Said or something. But I know it's Black Box Thinking. When it comes to, there was a page there where it says something about the aviation industry, how disciplined, precise they are. They produce systems. It's not just about being disciplined alone, but they produce systems that will condition you to be disciplined. You see that there's a difference between saying I am disciplined and building a system that will make you disciplined, irrespective of whatever that is happening. So that system prevents you from being indisciplined. So I call this the 8-steps pyramid, and most of us starts from the top to down instead of from the down to up. Also, there's a philosophy. I'll call it a philosophy there, and Black Box Thinking. He said there is a way you approach problems, or the way you approach anything in life. Most people approach from up to down. Because there's one he called the bottom to up approach. So I call it the 8-steps pyramid, from bottom to up approach to solving problems, which you can see I've written over there. You can see that. So let's go through it one by one. The first one is identity. If you're starting from the down as a trader, you need to define who you are as a trader. You need to define the type of trader you want to be. You need to define your identity as a trader. Remember when I said I want to be a kind of trader that have self-respect for myself. So that's the start. Now, when you fix your identity, you've somehow fixed your psychology, which is the second one. Fixing your psychology goes back to holding your identity no matter how you feel, hence the psychology. So I'm having a bad day. I had a bad trade. Doesn't automatically mean I'm going to have a bad day because I know who I am as a trader. Yes, you're going to feel a bit of disappointment, this, that, when you have a loss. Yes, it's money, you're going to lose money, but because you have a strong identity of who you are as a trader, whatever happened with your psychology during the day evaporates within few hours, few seconds, depending on the type of person you are, how you regulate yourself. That is psychology in trading. The third one is routine. When you fix your identity psychology, then your routine, you fix your routine. Routine can be anything. I want to wake up to a certain time. Doesn't mean you need to do so many things called plunge, morning rituals. It doesn't have to be complicated. It might be as simple as saying, I only want to trade Asia session. I only want to trade London session. I only want to trade New York session. Yes, you are limiting yourself. Of course, you are limiting yourself. But that doesn't mean you can't grow past that. You can, but you need a routine first. So you build a routine at a certain time, or you say, I want to only be in the market on so time. See that? That's routine. Now you fix your discipline. Fixing your discipline simply means following the routine, the psychology and identity, sticking to them. Discipline can be, like I have already said, me personally, I want to be a trader that has self-respect for myself. Discipline can mean if I say A, I'm going to stick with A. If I say B, I'm going to stick with B. Not say A and do B. That's challenging my self-respect. Do what you say you're going to do, and you won't have a problem with discipline. The fifth one is risk management. Remember the philosophy where we say risk management is more important than prediction. Exactly. Risk management is where most traders blow up because they feel like they fix the identity, their psychology, the routine, and the discipline. Now, when it comes to risk management, because you feel like you've already done enough work. I would just say that I'll call it enough work that you think, oh, fixing my risk management is not really a problem. You can oversize, you can do no. You need to have a defined risk management over a period of time so that whatever you've done previously can still align with what you're going to do. Then execution. Remember, execution is important. You might have the strategies, you might have everything, but when it comes to executing well, most traders fall short. I have fallen short of executing. I have so many times where I have a perfect setup, I have a perfect this, I fuck up on execution. And that sends me into a spiral of why even bother doing all this when I can't even execute well. So you fix that also. You put in some guardrails, some rules. Say, I want to only be in trade when this happens. I want to only be in the trade when this. Even if you're going to miss trades, yes, you're going to miss trades. It's normal. So execution is important. Then consistency. Consistency. I don't need to say too much on consistency. Consistency just means whatever you've done to get to that point of consistency, just repeat them over and over and over and over again. That is consistency. Now, it doesn't have to be showing up 100%. No, all you have to do is show up, apply whatever you know, show up again tomorrow, irrespective of the result. That is consistency. The last part is profits. This fixes its own. There's no magic wand. There is no saying anyone can make profit in the market. The market can open on Monday. I will go into my chart and I'll close my eyes and I'll press buy, sell on so many different accounts and I'll make money or lose money. You see, profit fixes itself. So if you're focusing on profit, you're focusing on the wrong side of the pyramid. I myself, I started on profits because when I got into trading, when I was I think I had a little bit of trader's luck. My first year in trading, I made some money. I was like, wow, this is really good. I'm gonna like consider making this money like this. But I used the up to bottom approach instead of the bottom to up. So I found myself going from being a profitable trader to consistently making money to executing well to risk management to discipline to routine to psychology, now back to identity. Now because I'm back to identity, other things that I've done to get to that point had me doubting myself. So I had to start afresh to rebuild myself as a trader, the kind of trader I want to become. Hence, defining my identity moving forward, working on my psychology, working on my routine, working on my discipline, working on my risk management, working on my execution. Then consistency, repeating all that. My profit will fix itself because I know that I've made money in trading. I've seen what I can do in trading. I've seen my potential, and that potential wasn't even that's just the tip of an iceberg. Now it's so inconsequential because if I cannot go boldly, I won't say comfortably, or I won't say like, but I'm trying to like find the right words. Okay, let me put it this way in simple terms. Yes, I made money, but I made those money. I still have that doubt in me that I don't know if I can make this money continuously. You see that? I was so money minded. I was so money fixated on the trading part or the profit. I was so profit fixated that I doubt myself so much that there is this little whisper in my mind that I'm not sure I can do this and make this certain kind of money or expand more because there was no laid out plan or steps. But now I'm rebuilding. I can see a much clearer path, knowing that all I have to do is show up regardless. Profit will fix itself. Fix other things, profit will fix itself. So that's all about it. So the purpose of stage one. Stage one is not designed to make you profitable. It is designed to make you professional. Profitability is a byproduct of professionalism. Exactly. Throughout this program, you will not learn my trading strategy. You will learn something more important: how to become the type of trader who consistently executes any sound strategy. It's not just about strategy. I believe any strategy can work. I've gone through so many strategies as a trader within my past few years as a trader, and I noticed something: any strategy works. It's you that is applying it that will make it work. You that is applying the strategy that will make it work. Okay? So let's move over to the next page. This is part one of becoming a professional trader. Every successful trader has two journeys. One through the market, one through themselves. The second journey is always the harder one. Yes. Exactly. I've gone through these two phases of through themselves. I've gone through as a successful trader. I'm going through myself, which is it seems hard. course. Why professional traders think differently? Take a moment. Imagine two traders, both begin with exactly the same amount of money, receive the same strategy, watch the same chart, and trade the same market. 5 years later, one manages millions in capital while the other is still searching YouTube for another indicator. The difference was not secret information or magical strategy. One trader became professional, the other remained emotional. Very important distinction. If you don't become a professional trader, you're going to become an emotional trader. And emotional traders don't go far. Emotional traders are always held back. You're ecstatic, you're over the moon when you're in profit. You're sad when you're in drawdown. And most of the time, you don't make it out of drawdown. And I'm speaking this out of experience. Out of experience, where I've been in drawdowns and I've considered my day nonsense, where I've gone to the gym, I've done so many amazing things during the day, something that will boost my self-confidence. Well, just because the day was red, it all went into the litter or whatever you want to call it. Because I was not being professional. Okay? The great misunderstanding. The trading industry convinces people that success comes from finding better entries. Beginners study indicators, candlestick patterns, market structure, liquidity, VWAP, and Fibonacci. While nobody teaches self-control, discipline, decision-making, routine review, and performance psychology. A Formula One car is useless without a disciplined driver. Trading is no different. Exactly. When I went into trading, I was, given these, strategies. When I had this mindset of I'm going to learn everything that is there to learn, But nobody teaches you when you see a butterfly, it's beautiful, right? This is how we all see trading. We see trading as this butterfly, like this money-making machine, something attractive. But no one teaches you the stages you have to go through to make that money. I'm not saying that most people that are, flash showing off their money are not good traders or no. Those traders fail to teach you or fail to show you the dark side of trading, the self-control, the discipline, the decision-making, the routine, the review, the performance psychology, the mental drainage it takes. People don't teach that anymore. They just teach you, okay, this is how you're going to make money and this is it. Just follow this strategy, do this, do that. Or people are like, yes, if your goal is to, rely on someone for the rest of your life, when they say buy this, sell this, that's what you want to do, fine. You don't call yourself a trader. You can call yourself something else. You might look for another word for it. But being a day trader or being a swing trader, being whatever you want to be as a trader, someone who participates in the markets with their own analysis and all that, you need to have self-control, the discipline, the decision-making, and the routine review, performance psychology to back it up. Because those are where the grunt work is. Trading is not a money business. You see? Professionals understand that trading is a decision-making business. Money simply keeps score. Every profitable month and every blown account are the result of hundreds of decisions made over time. Exactly. Yes, trading is a way of making money. But it's not really like a money business where it's not just about the money. No. There are so many things that are involved to actually making that money. And you need to be consistent with those things to actually make that money. Now your P&L over time shows the kind of trader you are. Are you a bust and boom? Or a boom and bust? Whatever it is, you pass a challenge, you blow it the next day, you take a profit, you blow it the next day, you take payouts. I have taken payouts multiple times and I've blown those accounts multiple times. In fact, I'm not proud to say this. I don't think I've ever taken payouts I don't think I've taken more than 2 payouts in a single account. But I've taken multiple payouts in several accounts. I am not proud of that. One of the reasons why I'm reading this book. One of the reasons why I'm reforming myself as a trader. The professional mindset. Professionals accept delayed outcomes, like farmers, athletes, business owners. They invest in invisible progress long before results appear. Exactly. You need to remove the idea of urgency when it comes to trading, which is why I chose to become the type of trader that removes impatience. There's a word for it. Delayed gratification. Exactly. If you can develop a strong core identity around delayed gratification, you will make it as a trader. You will surely make it as a trader. The emotional trader. The emotional trader asks, how much can I make today? The professional trader asks, how can I execute my plan today? One chases excitement, the other pursues excellence. Very good point. Emotional traders ask how much they're going to make. Emotional traders are swayed by their P&Ls. As a professional trader, you need to execute well, follow your routines, and execute your plans well. Now, I'm not saying when you execute your plans well, that you're guaranteed a profit. It doesn't work that way. But over time, remember, trading is a game of probability. You need to stack as much probability to your side. Hence, applying a certain number of, let's say, stack those days, stack it. So when you stack it, there's no how you're not gonna perform anyone that's money conscious or emotionally conscious about whatever thing they're doing in trading. So as a trader, focus on executing your plans. Your plans. Excellence is ordinary. Excellence is ordinary behavior repeated consistently. Risk management, journaling, recovery, and discipline. Exactly. So excellence is not just something new. It's not this high achieving. You need to do cold plunge, do this. No, no, no. Excellence are those small repeated behaviors that you do consistently. Like your preparation, your risk management, your journaling, your recovery, the boring ones. You repeat them over time. The result will show itself. Success leaves no clues. Elite performers prepare more than they perform, review more than they celebrate, value process over outcomes, and remain lifelong students. Exactly. Be always open to learn new things. Always ready to review, always ready to let go. As a trader, you don't marry a bias, remember that. So you're always ready to learn. The market is a mirror. The market does not celebrate your weakness, it exposes them. Two traders can experience the same market and produce different results because the psychology behind the chart is different. Exactly. We can be in the same trade, have the same winning, but our feeling might be different, or the psychology behind it is different. So, like I said, when I started making money first in my first year of trading. But deep down, I had a feeling that, like each time I make money, it feels like luck. Did you get that? It feels like mm, it feels like luck. Let me just put it that way. Because deep down, I know that there was no structure behind those money that I was making. There was no structure behind them, and it could easily evaporate. And it did. It did evaporate. It's not just saying it did evaporate, and I found myself, you know, returning back to the cycle where the profit is just going to fix everything else. When I'm profitable, everything will fix itself. No, I had to go back down to rise back up, and I'm still going to rise. I'm still rising. So now let's go to reflection. Why do I actually want to become a trader? You've answered that already. Personally, I want to have freedom of choice. Would I still pursue trading if I took 5 years to become profitable? Exactly. Remember, my answer to this is yes, because I already know that I want to become a type of trader that will remove the need for urgency. So it can take 5, 4, 6, so it took them 10 years. So you see, professional trading rewards patience, not urgency. A case study. One trader reacts emotionally to social media, rushes into trade and ends the day frustrated. Trader 2 exercises and views, prepares, waits for confirmation, takes one trade, accepts the result, and journals it. Professionals judge the second trader as more successful because behavior compounds. It's about compound. If you did maths growing up, we know about compound interest, where something as little as 0 point or as fraction of points compounds over time. Whereas where if you're just doing a basic plus one, even multiplications, you see. So compound interest with time performs. So you need to think about planning in that way. Whatever thing you're doing now, no matter how boring it is, remove yourself from the moment it is now. Think about the future. Think about, say, give it like, say, 4 years, 5 years from now, and repeat that thing over and over again. That's not how you will make it. Complete these questions. What kind of trader am I today? What kind of trader do I want to become? What habits separate those two people? And what habits will I be changing this week? Personally, let me answer these questions. The kind of trader I am today, I'm someone who is returning back to his identity, trying to rebuild his identity in trading. This is the type of trader I am today. Now, the trader I want to become is a trader who has self-respect, remove the need for urgency. The habits that separate those two are patience and need for urgency. And which habit will I be changing this week? Impatience. So I'm going to practice being patient with myself, being patient with the market, being patient with my system to show results. So how am I going to do that? I'm going to say maybe get a 50K prep account, or say I get what's it called? A practice account. Follow a routine, follow a system, follow a certain number of risk, be disciplined about it, and repeat them over time to track the results. Now we'll have a number one principle. You do not become consistently profitable by chasing profits. You become consistently profitable by becoming consistently professional. Let's repeat that again. You do not become consistently profitable by chasing profits. You become consistently profitable by becoming consistently professional. You see that? Like I said, I started off chasing profits, and I said profits is going to fix every other thing. But that failed on the on the long run. Now I'm going back to becoming consistent, consistently professional, so that the profitability will become consistent on its own. I don't need to touch being profitable. Like as a trader, being profitable is a byproduct. Is a byproduct. It's something you don't like. It's not your own making. You are profit. Is you're not profit. You're. I mean, it's your own making. Sorry for that. But what I mean is, it's not something you can just spawn out from the blue. There has to be a backing up to being profitable. So we call it the byproduct of your behaviors, your actions. And here comes the end of chapter one. So it says trading is decision making profession. Sorry, chapter one and chapter two. Here, trading is a decision making profession. These are takeaways. Your habits shape your results. The market reflects your character. Professionalism is built through repetition. Becoming a better trader begins with becoming a better decision maker. Remember, it's about managing uncertainties. Even in life, certain things will hit you and you'll be stuck with indecision. Becoming a better trader will help you become a better decision maker. Let's have this discussion. Why do most traders focus on strategy before psychology? You can read more about that, search more about it. Can two traders use the same strategy produce the same results? Produce different results? Exactly. Yes, we can. What does the market in the middle means? Like we said, it's about your behaviors, showing your P&L. What happens outside trading affect trading performance? Not being consistent. If you manage someone else's money tomorrow, what will change? Ask yourself these questions. Then you remove yourself from the equation and, like from a third person perspective, look into it. This is the end of this part. Or come back next time for the next part and continue forward to the end of the book. I hope you find this insightful. And if you're seeing this for the first time, show your support by liking and following, share to your friends or aspiring traders, so that they don't get into trading with the mindset of with the what's it called? There's something called cliche or say this is what we know. I'm trying to change how people approach trading, and I'm changing that through myself too. So instead of jumping into the strategies, jumping into the fix your psychology, your routines, like we said, the 8 steps, your identity, your psychology, your routine, your discipline, risk management, execution, consistency, then profits will follow. Okay? So yeah, give me a like, give me a follow, and subscribe. See you on the next one.